All right, so you ever see a game and you're like, oh, that's cute, and then you realize it's rated M?
Yeah. Well, like, what's up with that?
Well, that's what we're looking at today.
Interesting.
Yeah, we're going deep on M-rated games that don't look the part,
Oh, cool.
using this list from the top 10. It's called Top 10 M-rated video games with non-realistic art styles.
Okay. Yeah, makes sense.
We'll see what hidden gems we can uncover and talk about why that contrast is so interesting.
Yeah, I think people have this idea in their heads,
Right.
that M-rated games got to be all, like, realistic and stuff.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like, you think Grand Theft Auto, Call of Duty,
Mhm.
all those, Resident Evil.
Mafia, gritty, photorealistic.
Yeah, and it's interesting, the ESRB,
Right.
that's the Entertainment Software Rating Board.
Yeah.
They give those ratings to
Stuff
basically,
the parents know.
yeah, to let parents know, hey, this has got mature content.
Heads up.
Yeah, violence, strong language,
Adult themes.
all that stuff.
Yep. So we all know those games, and then we see something like Conker's Bad Fur Day,
Mm.
and we're like, wait a minute.
It's a cute little squirrel.
Yeah, and it's like Nintendo 64 vibes. And then it's like, oh, there's Nazi teddy bears
Oh, yeah.
and a singing pile of poo.
Oh, yeah, that's a classic.
Yeah.
Conker's such a good example of that. It was actually supposed to be a family-friendly game at first,
What?
but the team at Rareware decided to
Yeah.
change it up.
Took a hard left turn.
They really did. Some even say
Oh, wow.
that's part of why they split from Nintendo.
Oh, interesting.
Because, Nintendo,
Family friendly.
very family-friendly. So makes you think,
Right.
does the art style, like, soften the blow?
Yeah, does it make the mature stuff more impactful or less?
Right.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
It's like sometimes the humor can be even funnier
Right.
because it's so unexpected.
Like it's more satirical.
Yeah, exactly. Or sometimes it makes things like way creepier
Oh,
because it's like something's not right here.
Yeah. The Binding of Isaac. Rebirth.
Oh, that's a great example.
It's all cartoony looking, but
Yeah. But so dark.
yeah, with the dark humor and like biblical imagery and all that.
Blood, death.
Yeah, all that stuff. And it really makes you look at those little characters differently.
Definitely.
Yeah, for sure. So we've got these cartoony games with a dark side.
Mm-hmm.
What other kinds of art styles are out there hiding M-rated surprises?
Well, Omori, for example.
Okay.
It's got that nice sketchbook aesthetic.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's almost like reading someone's diary,
Interesting.
but it deals with some really heavy topics.
Oh, wow.
Like depression, anxiety, even suicide.
Yeah, we should probably give a content warning
Yeah, for sure.
for anyone who might be sensitive to that. It's really interesting how they make it feel so personal.
Yeah, with the art style. Makes
Yeah.
you feel more intimate, I think.
Hmm.
Yeah, makes you wonder if it would even work if it was realistic.
Yeah.
Would it just be too much?
Yeah, maybe. All right, moving on from Sketchbook. We got some games on this list with that retro vibe.
Okay.
Hotline Miami, for example,
Oh, yeah.
with its like neon lights and that synthwave soundtrack.
Oh, yeah, that's a great aesthetic.
Yeah, that music makes me want to get my leg warmers on.
Yeah. But don't let the music fool you.
Right.
This game is brutal.
Yeah.
The violence is intense.
Wow.
The sequel was even banned in Australia.
What? Banned in Australia.
Yeah.
That's
serious.
yeah, wow. It makes you think, though, does that retro violence,
Yeah.
does it feel different?
Does it hit different?
Yeah, than like hyper-realistic violence?
Yeah, it's a good question.
Yeah, is it more disturbing or does it make you more detached from it because it's not real looking?
Yeah, that's something we should keep thinking about as we go through these games.
Right.
It's all about how they make us feel,
Yeah,
how they change how we see the game's world and everything.
yeah, how that art style changes everything.
Exactly.
So we've got cartoony, we've got sketchbook, we've got retro. What other visual styles are we diving into today?
We can't talk about M-rated games with unique art styles without talking about anime.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Persona 5 is a great example.
Uh,
Super stylish, got that distinct look.
yeah, Persona 5 is huge.
Yeah, and they don't shy away from mature themes.
Right. It's interesting because we usually associate anime with like
Yeah,
lighthearted stuff,
more lighthearted, yeah.
and then they use it to tell these deep stories.
Right, very complex sometimes.
Yeah, it's really interesting.
It really shows how versatile those art styles are.
Yeah, they can be used for anything.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we've got cartoony, sketchbook, retro, and anime.
Yeah.
What else is this list hiding?
We'll get ready for some really unique ones.
Okay.
Starting with a game that has a very distinct cel-shaded look.
Okay.
Have you ever played Killer 7?
I've heard of it, but I've never actually played it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, what's that one all about?
It's a Suda 51 game.
Oh, okay.
You know, Suda51,
Yeah.
known for his
Yeah.
interesting,
Unconventional, shall we say?
unconventional game design.
For sure.
And Killer 7 is no exception.
Okay.
It's got the cell shading, but it's also got
Yeah.
action, mystery,
Okay.
and just a lot of weirdness.
Interesting. Does it have, like,
And of course,
the typical M-rated?
M-rated themes.
Okay. What kind of themes were we talking?
Well, it's got your violence,
Okay.
your suggestive content, and
Uh,
Suda51's signature dark humor.
Okay.
But what's really interesting is how the cell shading,
Yeah.
which is usually pretty lighthearted,
Right.
actually makes the whole thing creepier.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like a graphic novel, but the story is super dark.
Okay. That is fascinating. All right. I'm adding Killer 7 to my list.
Definitely check it out.
So we've got cell shading adding to the mix. What else we got?
All right, this next one might blow your mind.
All right. Lay it on me.
It looks like a Cartoon Network show,
Oh,
but it's definitely for adults.
okay.
It's called Thank Goodness You're Here.
Interesting title.
Yeah, it's got that crude British humor
Okay.
and some blood and suggestive stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's like a kid's show, but
Yeah, but not.
yeah, but for adults.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you
Someone
said.
took a kid's show and threw in some Monty Python and then rated it M.
Yeah, wild. It's like these games are really messing with our expectations.
Right.
You see it and you think it's for kids, but it's like, nope.
Yeah, and they use that to tell stories that they couldn't tell otherwise.
Right. They're using the style to change the meaning.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm loving this.
I am too.
Okay. What other boundary pushing games do we have?
All right, let's talk about Katana Zero.
Go ahead.
Blends that retro wave style we talked about.
Okay. Yeah. Hotline Miami vibes.
Yeah, but with super fast platforming.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and then it throws in themes like drug use and morality.
Oh, wow. I actually played that one.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, and I loved it.
It's so good.
The style and the story.
Yeah, and the music
Yeah, it's all so good.
really pulls you in.
Yeah, for sure.
It really shows how a game can use its art style to create a mood, even when it's dealing with those darker themes.
Absolutely. So we've got cell shading, we've got retro, we've got sketchbook.
Mm.
What else is on this list?
Well, this last one's interesting because it's not actually out yet,
Oh, really?
but the art style already hints at something.
Okay.
You heard of The Coffin of Andy and Lily?
The Coffin of Andy and Laylee. I haven't heard of that one.
Yeah, it's got that dark sketchbook style.
Okay.
Kind of like a Mori,
Yeah.
but with more of a gothic vibe.
Okay.
Don't know what the rating will be, but I'm
If-
thinking it's going to be M-rated.
Yeah, probably. Oh, I love finding out about new games.
Me too.
Mm.
Especially ones that are pushing the boundaries.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh.
All right, what's the last game on the list?
All right. Get ready for some pixelated brutality.
Oh, I like the sound of that.
It's Blasphemous 2.
Okay.
It's a Metroidvania
Okay.
with beautiful pixel art.
Okay. I've seen some gameplay.
Yeah.
It looks intense.
It is. It's known for being really hard.
Oh, wow.
And the violence is super graphic.
Wow. So it just goes to show you don't need photorealistic graphics to make something feel real.
You don't need all that.
Yeah. Sometimes pixel art can be even better.
Yeah, sometimes the limitations can make people more creative.
Right. It forces you to think differently.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. So we've got all these games: Conker's Bad Fur Day, The Binding of Isaac, Rebirth, Hotline Miami, Katana Zero,
Mm-hmm.
Omori, The Coffin of Andy and Lily.
It's a great list.
Yeah. And then Persona 5 and Killer 7.
Yeah.
Wow. It's crazy how many different art styles are out there
It is.
that are being used to tell these mature stories.
And we've only just scratched the surface.
Right.
In the next part,
Yeah.
we're going to talk about
Yeah.
how these art styles maybe change how intense the mature stuff feels.
Right. Do they make it more intense or less intense?
Exactly. And we'll talk about why people like these games so much.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Mm.
I'm already looking forward to the next part.
I am too. This is fascinating.
Okay, listeners, we're going to take a quick break,
Yeah.
but don't go anywhere because we've got a lot more to talk about and you don't want to miss it.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
All right. See you in a bit.
See you.
All right. So we've been looking at all these games
Yeah.
with their unique art styles and M-rated content.
Yeah. It's a cool mix.
Yeah. And it got me thinking,
Yeah.
does the way a game looks
Yeah.
actually change how those M-rated things hit you?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Like, does it make it more impactful or less?
Does a cartoon squirrel swearing hit different than a real person swearing?
Right.
Maybe it's funnier.
Yeah, I think it might be.
Yeah.
Like with Conker,
Mm-hmm.
some of that humor might have been too much
Oh, yeah.
if it wasn't for that cartoon style.
Yes, it is.
Kind of adds like a layer of irony to it.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not just humor either.
Right.
Like, think about The Binding of Isaac.
Oh, yeah.
All that death and religion and stuff. But because it's cartoony, it's almost like a twisted fairy tale.
Right. It's like there's a distance,
Yeah.
a buffer between you and the dark stuff.
You're still experiencing it,
Yeah.
but it's not as intense.
Yeah. Maybe not as overwhelming.
Yeah. And that can be really powerful, especially for games about mental health,
Yeah.
like with Amori.
Mhm.
That sketchbook style really helps with the themes.
Yeah. It makes it feel more personal.
Yeah, like you're really in someone's head.
Yeah. And maybe that makes it easier to connect with those emotions.
Yeah.
Even though they're tough.
It's like the art style makes you feel safe enough to be vulnerable.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So we've talked about how these art styles can sometimes make things less intense,
Right.
more digestible.
Yeah.
But what about the other side of that?
Yeah.
Do those same art styles ever make things more impactful?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes that contrast
Mm,
between what you're seeing and what's happening
yeah.
really makes it hit harder.
Makes you feel it more.
Like, remember Hotline Miami?
Oh, yeah.
Super stylish,
Yeah.
all those neon lights, but then the gameplay is so brutal.
Yeah.
And the story is messed up.
It's like it tricks you into thinking it's one thing.
Yeah.
And then it's like, bam! You
Right.
get hit with all that violence and darkness.
And that makes it even more disturbing.
Yeah, for sure. And it makes you think,
Right.
like, why does this violence feel worse in a retro game
Yeah.
than in a photorealistic game?
Right.
It's really interesting how art style can change how we feel.
It's crazy.
Yeah. So we've talked about how those unexpected art styles can soften the blow or make it hit harder.
Yeah.
But why do people like these games so much in the first place?
That's a good question.
Is it the art?
Maybe.
The themes?
Maybe.
Mhm.
Maybe it's just something different.
Right?
People are tired of seeing the same old realistic games.
Yeah. They want something new, something fresh.
Exactly. And that unique art style
Yeah.
really grabs your attention.
Makes you want to know more.
Yeah.
And then you've got people who like the mature themes
Right. They want games that deal with complex issues.
that make you think.
Yeah,
And these games do that.
they do.
They're not afraid to explore the dark side.
And they do it in a stylish way.
Yeah, they do.
And I think that appeals to a certain kind of player.
Yeah, someone who wants more than just
Yeah.
button mashing.
More than just mindless fun.
Yeah, they want something
Yeah.
deeper.
More meaningful.
Yeah. And it's cool that we're seeing both of those things together.
Yeah.
Unique art styles and mature themes.
Yeah, it's like they're breaking the mold.
Showing us that games can be both beautiful and challenging.
Exactly.
That they can be entertaining and thought-provoking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love that.
It's really cool.
So do you think this trend is going to stick around?
It's hard to say for sure,
Yeah,
but I think so.
you do.
Yeah, we're seeing more indie developers
Yeah.
embracing these unique art styles
Yeah.
and exploring these mature themes. And people seem to like it.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
And it makes sense.
Yeah.
As technology gets better,
Mm-hmm.
developers can do more.
They can create anything.
Yeah, and players are getting more sophisticated.
Yeah, they want more.
Yeah, they don't just want something simple anymore.
And these games are perfect for that.
They're giving people something different, something special.
Yeah,
And I think there will always be a place for that.
I think so too.
Yeah, it's exciting to think about what's next.
Yeah, who knows what they'll come up with.
Yeah, what crazy new art styles and
Oh,
themes.
I can't wait to
Me
see.
too. This is a great time to be a gamer.
It really is.
So we've talked about all these games
Yeah,
with their crazy art styles, mature themes,
it's been a trip.
and it's got me thinking
Yeah.
about those games that really stick with you,
Oh, yeah.
like long after you finish them.
The ones you just can't forget.
Yeah, what makes them so memorable?
Yeah.
Is it the story, the characters, the gameplay,
Could be.
or is it something else? Like the way they look, like how those visuals work with everything else to create something special.
I think it's all of it, you know?
Yeah.
But you're right about the art style. It
Yeah.
sets the stage, creates the atmosphere,
Mhm.
and then everything else builds on that.
Yeah, it's like the art is the lens we see the game through.
Yeah, I like that.
And sometimes that lens can be surprising,
Yeah, for sure.
unexpected.
Or even like jarring.
Yeah, but that's what makes it interesting.
Totally.
It makes you see things in a new way.
It's like those optical illusions.
Yeah,
You see one thing and then your brain flips it.
Yeah, and you see something totally different.
These games are kind of like that.
They mess with your expectations,
Yeah.
and that makes you think more about what they're trying to say.
Makes you dig deeper.
Yeah, for sure. So we've talked about how these games make us feel,
Mm.
how they make us see things differently,
Yeah.
how they stick with us.
Yeah.
But there's one more thing I think we need to talk about.
Okay, what's that?
Inspiration. These games are inspiring.
They are.
Like all these talented developers
Yeah.
making these incredible games.
It makes you realize anyone can do it.
Yeah.
Anyone can make something amazing.
Yeah, you don't need a big team or tons of money.
Not anymore.
There are so many tools out there now.
Yeah, anyone can make a game.
It's pretty amazing.
It really is.
And seeing these games with their unique art styles
Yeah.
and their willingness to try new things.
Yeah, to push the boundaries.
Yeah, it's inspiring for anyone who wants to make games.
Totally. Like it's saying, don't be afraid to be different.
Yeah, don't be afraid to experiment.
Break the mold.
Yeah, exactly. And who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe someone listening to this
Yeah.
will be inspired to make the next big hit.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, a game that surprises everyone
Yeah.
with its unique art style and its powerful story.
I love that.
That's what I love about games.
Me too.
They're always evolving,
Always changing.
always pushing boundaries.
Yeah. There's always something new and exciting.
Yeah, yeah. All right, so we've covered a lot of ground today.
We have.
We looked at these M-rated games with their unexpected art styles.
Yeah.
Talk about how those art styles can change the experience
Mm,
and how they can even inspire us.
definitely.
But before we go,
Yeah.
I want to leave you with one thought.
Okay.
As you keep playing games,
Yeah.
keep an open mind.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to try new things.
Good advice.
You never know what you might find.
Sometimes the most unexpected journeys are the best ones.
Yeah, well said. All right, that's it for our deep dive into M-rated games with unexpected art styles.
Thanks for listening, everyone.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. And until next time, happy gaming.